Good morning. Hi, Abby.
Hi,
How are you?
good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So we're here this morning to talk about Abby's amazing journey, which could be a movie in the near future. Who knows? But Abby recently bought a home, and she and I worked for a few months together to put her in the perfect place, which we were able to do. And I wanted to have this conversation with you, Abby, this morning because it is so inspiring. So thank you for coming on to share your story with us.
Of course.
Awesome. So right now it's Super Bowl Sunday weekend, which means it's February and it's cold out. Um, and my question for you is, where were you last year, Super Bowl Sunday?
I would say last year I was at Indiana State University pursuing my degree in marketing, and it was my last semester. So I wasn't thinking about a house or anything. I was just thinking of getting done and getting out of there and starting my career.
Okay. So buying a home was not even in your mind.
No.
Okay. Just getting through the last semester.
Yes.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did actually. Just a
Okay.
little bit of it, but
Okay. All right. Will you watch the Super Bowl tomorrow?
yes, I will.
Okay, awesome. And are you rooting for anybody specifically?
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Bengals
Okay,
because I love cats and yeah.
awesome. Awesome. And that is your kitten, your new kitten,
Yes.
who is soon to be an internet sensation.
You know.
Okay, so last year, this time of year, you were studying, thinking about finishing the semester and getting your degree.
Yep.
So obviously that happened. You did graduate, you did get your degree, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And so you graduated, I take it in June,
May.
in May. And you called me when? Do you remember?
I think it was in the middle of June.
Okay, so just a few weeks after you had graduated.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to call me then at that time?
I just thought I was ready to move on with my life and like being in college, like I was super independent and like just didn't have my family breathing down my neck. So I was just ready to move on and see what the world had in store for me.
Right. So, I mean, I know your family, they were really awesome. So, but you're home for a couple of weeks and that was too much. You had had enough. Okay. Well, obviously there's a little bit more to the story. So you had an option. Obviously you went home, you're staying with your mom and you could have rented, right? So
Yeah.
what made you decide to just jump right into buying a place instead of renting?
Well, I really like the area that I'm in. So I'll be here for like more than probably like 3 to 5 years, probably. So it was just a smarter move to buy because rent in like this area is like $1,500 a month. And like that's just kind of ridiculous. I'm not paying that much right now. So,
Would you share approximately how much you are paying right now
um, for just
for
my,
what's your mortgage payment?
it's probably like 830, I would say.
That's quite a difference. All right. So 830. And then you also have your homeowners, your association dues. And how much are those a month?
Um, like 187 a month.
Okay. So you're essentially paying just over $1,000 instead of
Yeah.
$1,500.
Yeah. Plus, I get to call this place my home. I can put in what I want to put in. I can get new appliances. In an apartment, you can't do that. So that's
Right.
also another reason.
Awesome. Awesome. So when we first met, I put you in touch with a great lender partner. And what did that process of getting pre-approved for a mortgage look like for you?
I would say it was a pretty simple process. Um, Linda made it super easy, and all she just needed were like my tax forms and stuff like that. So I got pre-approved pretty quickly because
Okay.
of her help. So.
Right. So we're talking right now about Linda Scott with Wintrust Mortgage, and she's a great lender. So she was able to take the forms you provided and pre-approve you. How long did that take, putting it all together?
I was going back through my emails, and I feel like it only took like a couple days. So she
Okay.
was very fast.
Yes. Okay. So at that point, then, when you got your pre-approval, were you pre-approved in around the area that you thought you would be? Like, did you have an idea of what your buying power might be, or were you surprised to see what it was?
I would say I was surprised to see where I was because being a recent graduate, starting my first full time job in May, I just didn't expect to get as much as I thought. So
Yeah.
it's really
Okay.
awesome to see that.
Okay. Awesome. So obviously, we worked together for a couple months looking for places. We talked about what your criteria was and the areas that you wanted to live in, and started looking at things as soon as they came up on the MLS. What did you, what was one of the challenges that you didn't anticipate when we started looking?
So there was one home that I fell in love with, and I didn't anticipate that a another potential buyer would swoop in front of me and put a cash offer in. So that was very like discouraging at first, but I kept my head up high and I knew that I was gonna find something with Antje either way because she can read people. Like she knew I loved it, but then we went and looked at other condos and homes, and she could just read on my face it wasn't the one. Like there was a bathroom in one of the bed or a sink in one of the bedrooms, which I could have gotten rid of, but it just wasn't the one for me. So I would
Right.
say that cash offer, it got me.
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, you fell in love with that condo. I remember walking into it ahead of you, and I remember um, feeling that too. Like, oh my God, Abby's gonna love this condo based on our conversations and how you reacted to some of the other homes we had seen. But there was a cash buyer, and sometimes people outbid other people, or sometimes people will make offers at well above the asking price. And so, what I wanted to make sure in our journey didn't happen is that you were paying too much for the home, even if you loved it. Because, if you decided, for instance, to buy a home and you offered more than what it was really worth, in a few years, if you did want to move, would you lose money? That's one of the factors, that we had to take into consideration. And sometimes, that love factor, that's priceless, right? How much extra would you pay because you loved a house that much?
Yeah.
So that's a delicate balance. Yeah, but that was disappointing, I think, for all of us,
Yeah.
including your mother, who came with us on a lot of the showing. So yeah, it was a little bit disappointing, but you did a great job keeping your head up, being realistic, not being discouraged. And, the right home, there is a home for everybody, and we do end up finding it. So we did find yours.
Yeah.
And, obviously looking back on it, there's elements about this home that you're in now and the home that you first fell in love with.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you feel like looking back on that now? Obviously comparing it, it's kind of hard. Um, what are one of the elements that you fell in love with that home that you're glad you didn't have to put up with, for instance?
Well, I really liked the inside. They really added a lot of really nice features and stuff, but the downfall is that the garage was there were like two garages, but like all four cars of like the owners of those condos would like see each other, which I didn't really like that.
So
But
it was a shared space.
Yes.
Right.
And I just, looking back on that, I'm very thankful for the place that I'm in, because that's how, like, the garage isn't like that. It has its own dividers, so I don't have to worry about anyone like banging my car. So
Yeah. Well, things happen for a reason, right? So it really
yep.
wasn't the best option. So it's a good thing we were outbid, right?
Yeah,
Things happen for a reason.
exactly.
So, okay, here you are. You've been in your place now for about 2.5 months and sort of settled in. What is some advice you have for someone who wants to start this same journey?
I would say just go for it. The process, the pre-approval process is pretty simple. Now looking for a place with this market is would be difficult just because everything goes super fast, but it's all in God's timing. Like, I didn't think I would be in a place at the age of 22. I'm definitely the youngest in the family that's a homeowner. Like, I definitely amazed, like a lot of people, being in my own home and not renting an apartment or anything like that. So I would just say, just start now. And Antje, you were such an amazing realtor, and you could read people. You just kept everything hopeful, and yeah.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate your business and your trust. I mean, it was great. And you are amazing. It is very inspiring that someone who's just graduated from college um, gets into their first home because it's not even on the radar. Like you said, a year ago today, this was not even on your radar. So great. It's just great. And you are, by the way, my youngest client that I've ever had. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to talk with you today, because it's obviously something that's achievable if you put your mind to it. So thanks so much for talking with me this morning. So my next and final question is, when do I get an invitation to come over?
um, Whenever you want to come over, I'm gonna have a housewarming party in the summer, just because of all the winter weather.
Yeah, we'll get there. Well, I'm going to actually be in your area very soon. So no worries. I'm not stalking you, and I'm not going to just do a random drop in. But I do look forward to seeing your new home and new paint and the things that you've done with it. And if you need anything from me, you know where to find me.
All right.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Have a great day. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
All right. Bye.
Bye.